There's a lot we need to cover.
Sha-la-la-la.
I really wanted to make this video because so many people want to live their anime lives. With everything that's going on in the world, I don't blame you for wanting to move. Japan is one of the best countries to live in, if you can follow the rules. Disclaimer, I can only talk from experience and
from my close group of friends, so I do not want to be liable or responsible for your decisions.
okay? So many people have said, Japan sucks! And that's because they didn't fly into the future and watch this video. Feel free to skip over these topics, I value your time, so just watch what applies to you. I'm about to spill the variety pack from English breakfast to green tea. Let's go! First, I want to start with 自己紹介, introduction. Hey, hello, konnichiwa. My name is Cyberbunny. I am an internet bunny. Not that kind of internet bunny, but you know, the one on TikTok and Instagram. This is my 3rd year doing YouTube, and if we haven't met before, hajimemashite, nice to meet you. My content is pretty much everything you need to survive Japan. If you're thinking about moving, you have come to the right place. I am born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, so I am Japanese American. Every summer, I would visit my grandmother here in Tokyo. I learned Japanese that way. I will talk about my job history upon arrival in Japan. I arrived in Japan in 2019, so I had a good, beautiful 6 months of regular life before Corona, and it was wonderful. And I found a job. Was it the best option? No, I didn't even know a thing about the English industry in Japan. I just knew that it was easy because I'm native. I already spoke the language. So I worked for a company called Sunshine Avenue. It is a franchise. This company had 3 locations in Tokyo. Yes, the boss was Western. Our students were all ages. We have babies, so babies mean like 4 years old, can barely know hiragana, and all the way to senior citizens, so 70-year-olds. After Sunshine Avenue, I found a job that taught business English. This company is pretty much the cream of the crop when it comes to business English. Sorry, you may not have my job. I'm still currently in that company. I did online school. I taught Google Docs, Google Excel, Google Presentation, and I did this all in English. That lasted for 2 months. I also have experience as a receptionist at dental clinic. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Before I begin, my biggest advice to you all is that teaching English is just a transition job. It's not the end goal. It is not your dream career. It's just something to do to pay the bills while you pursue your actual passion, whatever that is. It's kind of like your ticket into Japan. I have 5 pages on my notes, so we're gonna dive right in. Types of English schools. First, there is Eikaiwa, which is English conversation. English school focuses more on grammar, reading, heavily focused on test taking. There are different types of English teaching. We got your ALT, assisted language teacher. You're teaching elementary, junior high, and or high school students in a classroom setting. If you're teaching elementary, you can expect to teach classes on your own. If you're going to a junior high or a high school, you're assisting the Japanese teacher that's present. Imagine walking down the rows and overlooking the students' shoulders, seeing if they're doing okay. You're also there to pronounce things. You're also there to be kind of like a cultural ambassador or a role model that the kids can look up to and inspire to be, act, behave. You're pretty much the window to the outside world, so I think that's pretty cool. One class is 45 to 50 minutes, 3 to 5 classes a day, or 17 to 20 classes per week. You are not tied to the school. You are the employee of the company like Interac, Borderlink. However, you are allowed to attend school festivals, if that's okay by your employer. Expect to work a lot. You may or may not be making lesson plans, correcting worksheets, playing with the kids during recess or during lunch. Just be prepared to work a lot. In fact, that's what you came here to do, right? Work. Work in Japan. I'm just kidding. Daycare also has a lot of hours. You work with little kids. You're going to be working at nursery schools for preschool and kindergarten. You're playing with kids in English. Do not use Japanese. You will be stationed at one location. Expect to work 9-hour workdays. Lesson plans are already provided by the school. Imagine playing with the kids, singing, acting, playing, dancing. If you have the energy for it, this is for you. Many of my friends, they didn't last long. When I worked in Sunshine Avenue, they were so incredibly cute, but I got tired. Doing this 4 to 5 times a week, it can get very, very tiring. Business English. Your students are professionals, typically males. I only have one female student. I really like business English because the pay is higher, because companies have a higher budgets and they're willing to invest in their employees. You must have teaching experience. I only had 3 months of teaching experience at Sunshine Avenue before applying to my business English school, which is not a lot. I really lucked out. Most lessons are 1-to-1, so you will have a private office. One class is 50 minutes to 1 hour. Usually business English will be during working hours. I've heard some give lessons after work. I teach during working hours. My students dedicate 1 hour twice a week or once a week. They come to my office, and then after the lesson's done, they go back to their desk. And usually business English will be at the client's site. That's a good one. Dispatches, so you're pretty much a freelancer. This is kind of similar to alt, but not really. You are sent to multiple schools a week, or you just stay in the same office depending on the company. For example, GABA, you just stay at the same office and the clients come to you. If you are an alt, you get sent to the schools and you teach over there. So during 1 week, you could be in Yokohama. The next day, you're in Saitama. And then the next day, you're in Mitaka. So they just send you all over. And knowing myself, I will go to the wrong city on a wrong day. So I don't like that. I need something stable. There's a possibility for a pay raise if you're in demand or you're teaching during peak times. Bad thing about dispatch is that it is a popularity contest. So the client picks the teacher at this specific time. So even if you're available, if people don't want to take your classes, you can't make a lot of money. You get to design your own schedule. You have a lot more flexibility. You can work online or you can work in the office. Private tutoring. This is an after-hours school program or juku style. This is when kids give up their childhood and come to school even after they just had school. They mainly focus on test taking or drilling. My mom put me through Kumon, best decision ever. My math skills were top-notch because of Kumon. You will be teaching students who seek to attend schools overseas or higher education. They want to go to college in the West or something. Conversational Japanese skills are required because you are dealing with something more than this is a pen, can you say pen? University teaching. Direct hire from university. There are short-term and long-term contracts available. Dispatching is also available. Short-term meaning 1 semester, a degree or teaching experience are required. If it's a long-term, you are a faculty member, you will be needing a master's degree or PhD and have published research and teaching experience. If you are capable of teaching that, then that's a pretty good gig right there. Direct hire. This means that you are hired by a company without a third party. Example, Sunshine Avenue. I got paid 1,800 yen from Sunshine Avenue, which is a great salary if you're just starting out. With Interact and Borderlink, they have to make money somehow, so they will take a small portion of your salary and use it towards them. Usually people do this after alt, jet, dispatch, but you can apply without these experiences. It just means that you're going to have less support because you are now a full-fledged local and you know what you're doing. They may or may not sponsor visa. Who can apply as an English teacher? Anyone can. There is no age cap. You can literally be any age, any background, any passport, any blood. They don't really care. There's been college students who could apply, like currently taking college courses in Japan. Qualifications to be an English teacher. Here's the beautiful part. You don't have to know Japanese. College degree is very important. I would play it safe and just get a bachelor's degree because the English industry is so saturated. Everybody wants to live in Japan, right? Does it matter what kind of degree you get? No. I graduated with an art degree. It has nothing to do with English. Master degree is not required. I think that's a little bit too far. But if you do have your master's degree, PhD, or you have graduated from somewhere very prestigious, I have something for you. Just wait till the end. Or you can skip here. Any degree is fine. Just get your paper. Just get your paper. Just get it done. Requirements to teach. A permanent address, because without that you can't sign up for a bank account, and usually they do furikomi, like a direct deposit. Line app or a cell phone. You need to be computer literate, which is everyone at this point. What kind of accent is preferred? Japanese people are pretty picky with accents. They prefer North American. 人それぞれ. It depends on the person. Like, some people are very charmed by the British English accent, but if you are any other, it's fine. It's fine, okay? Dark side of English teaching. Because the English industry is so saturated, you are replaceable. You are indispensable. They can grab the next starry-eyed foreigner from the other side of the world, whether it's online or in Japan, and just replace you. That is the sad side of this industry. Hygiene is so important to professionalism. Japanese people are very sensitive to smell, to like your vibe. Like, they have like the sixth sense. So it's super important to be very plain and simple. If you do want to smell nice, pick laundry. Okay? They love the smell of laundry. Heavy cologne is just too much. It's going to affect their like learning abilities. This can make it or break it if you are working for a dispatch company. Another downside is that some students are forced to be there, whether it's the kids' parents are forcing them to go to school, salarymen that are forced by their bosses. So some students don't want to be there. It's your job to motivate them, make it fun for them. Yeah. Last thing, oh my god, please do not invite anyone to your house for extra cash. Please do not reveal your address to any Japanese people. Yeah. Another thing is that when you're teaching, you're also counseling as well. You're also a therapist. It's like one-on-one, right? They feel that they can escape from their office work for a little bit and talk to someone that has nothing to do with their work. And sometimes they like that. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they think it's a burden to come to class because their boss said so. What is the schedule like? For daycare, you actually have an intense schedule. You pretty much start from 8 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. And it depends if they want you to come in early to set up or you actually start at 8 a.m. You might want to ask. I have mad respect for people in daycare. Cram school teaching. So you pretty much have to be available after school. You can start anywhere from 3 p.m. till 10 p.m. But you have all the mornings to yourself. If you work for a dispatch company or you work from online, your schedule is pretty much scattered everywhere. You don't have a consistent schedule, and it is based upon availability and demand. Business English and private institutions / universities, you have a stable schedule. So pretty much a 9 to 5, 9 to 6. Let's talk about money. ALTs, 1,500, full-time, 8 hours. Daycare is anywhere between 1,200 to 1,600 yen per hour. This is part-time. Places like GABA, 1,500 to 2,200 yen per lesson. One lesson is 50 minutes, 50. My lessons are 1 hour, but some students come in late, so sometimes I only teach for 15 minutes. Business English can go from 2,000 yen to 3,800 yen. If you have a master's degree or you came from a very prestigious university, you should hit up Tokyo Academics. This is a private tutoring company. You are tutoring students that want to go to college universities in the West. This starts from 4,500 yen per hour. Oh my god, this is a really great gig if you are qualified for it. We got grads from the elite. Berkeley, Harvard, Princeton, Brown. Let's not have that degree go to waste, okay? Pay too much for going to a nice school. University teaching as a lecturer, your monthly is 5,000 USD. Pretty nice, but university teaching is short term, so I hope you have like a backup. It can be short term or it can be long term. You just gotta ask, you just gotta read the fine print. I just hope that you know that you're going along with the school schedule. If you have long breaks, then for that month, you're not going to get paid as much. Every month is not consistent. Japan has a lot of random holidays. It has the most holidays in the world. Another thing to keep in mind is that in your first year, you will be making a lot of money because you don't have to pay taxes on it. You don't have any job history with Japan. You won't be paying taxes until your second year. You're gonna feel it. In the second year, you will begin to feel that you're just evening out. Unless you're opening a business, you're investing in real estate, that's when you can see real money. As long as you're working for an hourly job for someone, you're just living a humble life, and that's okay. I hope you have a plan B after the 2 years, or just accept that you are living a humble life in Japan and the experience is what counts. There's been a lot of questions about the JET program. I have not been through the JET program, but my friend Willie, you all know Willie, Willie's been through it, and he's had a very good experience about it. But one thing I gotta say about JET program is that it's really good for those that do not have any connections to Japan. JET program will help you move in, set up your bank account, phone number, credit card, everything you need to get settled here. So we'll come back to this. There are a lot of companies that sponsor visa. You can do it this way. Just know that you are bound to that company. It is a ball and chain, a double-edged sword. So if you end up not liking the company, too bad. You signed a contract. They're sponsoring your visa to be in Japan, so you are pretty much stuck. There's no flexibility. Now we are moving on to your Q&A questions from Instagram. How are you doing? Recruitment companies like Eon, Altia, GABA, Borderlink, Interact, Kids Duo. So these companies are recruiting people from overseas. The good thing is that you can apply overseas. You already have a job lined up upon arrival, and it's your easy ticket into Japan. The bad thing is that the job pool is huge. You're pretty much tied down to this company, so not much flexibility. What is the curriculum for English teaching? It requires reading, writing, and speaking. My company does not focus on writing. Our goal is to pass the TOEIC or TOEFL exams for the students. It doesn't require writing. However, if the student is a secretary or needs to write business emails for their job, the teacher for that student will focus primarily writing. If you are in Eikaiwa, you are focusing on speaking and grammar. What is my teaching style? This guy is going to yell at me. I like to explain in Japanese and then apply and practice in English. Rather have my students understand the concept entirely in their native language. They can use it correctly. The boss from Sunshine Avenue specifically told me not to use any Japanese. It kind of depends. If they're kids, then maybe speak only English. If they're like adults, maybe help understand certain concepts like more difficult, like nuanced concepts in Japanese. But for business English, I tend to cheat and speak Japanese when I have to. How are we doing? Are we doing all right? What are the students like? Are they cute? Variety. When I taught kids, they were so cute. The kids were, oh my god. The 4-year-old girl was so cute and she just warmed my heart. But business English is a little bit different. Most likely, these people are going to be males. I only have one female student. You're gonna get the otakus, you got the fathers, we got the freshmen that don't know what they got themselves into. That's business English, guys. Mostly men. How's the commute? Maximum is an hour, 15 minutes. Like any more than that, you will tire yourself out. Morning rush, evening rush. If your company does not give you full compensation for your commute, don't even sign up for it. I'm so serious about this. Some companies only pay 10,000 yen per month, roughly around $100. Mine costs a little bit more than that. If they're only willing to pay like max that much, I would not even sign up for that company, because there are companies that will fully compensate for your commute. Make sure the company pays your commute, that's all. Ideal time is anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes. 15 minutes is like amazing. This is all train, by the way. The transfers between train lines are what takes the longest. Make sure you know your route first before committing. Dress attire. Ooh, dress attire varies from companies to companies. So when I worked at Sunshine Avenue for kids, a t-shirt was fine. You know, a t-shirt, pants. If you are working for kids, maybe the boss wants you to dress down. But if you're teaching business English, you want to dress like business casual. You know, something collared, a nice blouse, a suit. I actually wore this. This style is really normal in Hawaii. But when I wore the same outfit in my business English classroom, I got a different response, and it wasn't very comfortable for me. So now I wear everything baggy. All my skirts are past the knee. Style and culture is different here. How do you even start? Number 1, do your research. I have done half of it for you, so I hope it made things easier. Number 2, pick 5 potential companies you are interested in working for. 3, apply. With a resume, you might have to do a Skype or video interview. Number 4, move to Japan. The fact that you are already in Japan is a huge advantage. I hit up OneCoin English. I was already in Japan, but I told him I have to go back and pick up my stuff in September. He was like, oh, okay, in that case, just call us again when you come back. Glad I didn't go to OneCoin English because their rates are too low for me. Sorry. My camera ran out of memory, so picking it up. So for my business English class, I observed one hour class that my boss demonstrated. Then we switched. My boss was observing me and how I did, and he gave me feedback. That was it. And then he took off for lunch. For the online position where I was teaching Google stuff, I had no training. I was put into the fire, basically. It was one of the worst jobs I've ever did. Sunshine Avenue. For one whole week, I just observed a lot of different teachers' classes, and I got paid for none of it. Such a long time ago, but I think I got my transportation compensated. My time was not compensated at all, which was unfortunate because in different companies, they pay at least 1,200 yen per hour minimum. My former coworker who worked there for 2 years, he trained for 2 weeks. So he did what I did for 2 weeks, no pay. And I'm not sure if his transportation was even compensated. So yeah, be careful. Training must be paid. My 16-year-old son wants to move to Japan when he turns 18. How can I best help him? Great question. I answered this on my Instagram story. In Japan, you're so considered a minor. The coming of age, or whatever term, is 20 years old. That's when you can start buying cigarettes, alcohol. That's when you're a totally full-fledged adult. If he's going to be 18, he's going to require a lot of parental consent. So that means you have to be present. Whether it's a signature or a stamp, you have to answer a phone call. My biggest question is, will you be there with him in Japan? He's going to require a lot of your cooperation and understanding, and maybe it's time for you to learn Japanese. I don't know. I think it would be a great motivation for both of you. Knowledge is power. He also needs to level up to JLPT N2. It's not required, but it's going to make his life a lot easier. Best of luck. Where is easiest to get a job? Is Tokyo/Kyoto competitive? The more you're closer to the city, the more competitive you're going to get, because everyone wants to be in the city, right? Companies are also going to be dealing with higher costs the more inland you are. Rent is higher, gas is higher, just like food even is more expensive towards the city. If you like the country, I highly suggest hitting up like IG or something. Some companies do provide gas and cars if you're in a country. Teaching locations and best areas. I would avoid Shinjuku at all cost and any other party areas like Roppongi, Shibuya. Party areas means troublemakers, drunk salarymen. You just don't want to be there, wrong place, wrong time kind of. If you're afraid about commute costs, don't worry, your company should take care of that. I would highly suggest pick a city that is a main stop on the Chuo line or whatever line that will take you to your job. For example, Mitaka and Nakano are really good stops. The express train goes through there. Places like Koenji, Ogikubo, only local trains stop there, so it's kind of like humbug. Yeah. Koenji is nice though. Volunteering opportunities. Girl, you do not want to volunteer in this industry. Get paid for this. COVID-19 advice for job search in Japan. Yes, I would really like to talk about this one. In Japan, so many people are laid off, so many people's hours got cut, and job stability did not exist no matter how loyal you were to your boss or that company. We realize that now. So I feel like many of us are beginning to understand that benefits during COVID are actually much better in the States. We only got 100,000 yen from Prime Minister Abe Shinzo. He is no longer our Prime Minister now. He is retired. Suga-san is our Prime Minister now. I don't think he's gonna give us any money anytime soon. We just finished the Olympics. We are broke. Japan is broke. Now with the pandemic, a lot of people that are already in Japan are going back. Other reasons many have gone home is that they're homesick, they're tired of Japan, their time is up, their visa's up, not a lot of opportunities. They realize that they had it good in the US, if you're from the US. They're ready to move on a different career path. When the travel ban opens up, it's your chance. It's your chance to move. Get everything lined up, sell things that you need to sell, learn your Japanese. Right when travel opens, you're ready to go. First flight to Japan. That's how I would play it. I got a huge pay cut in 2020 when I was teaching online. I was only teaching for 2 times a week, and my pay cut was 40% taken away. It's okay because some people don't have jobs. He also gave us like a 1-month bonus. Very grateful for that. And things could have been worse. Biggest obstacles for Japanese learners. I noticed that my Japanese students have a very hard time composing grammar. The English grammar composition and Japanese are backwards. I tell my students, think backwards, start with the subject that's doing the action. I like to eat sushi, not sushi is what I like to eat. Another thing my students have a hard time is translating word for word. They're not understanding the sentence as a whole in its full context. They're taking bits and pieces, breaking it down, and in the English language, we have a lot of expressions, nuances. It needs to be understood as a whole first. So that's my biggest tip. Another tip, go home, see your family, see your dog, see your parents during Obon, which is summer break, or Christmas and New Year's. Companies will allow maximum 2 weeks. You can also use your paid vacation days. This will prevent burnout. Burnout is so easy in Japan. They're gonna work you like a dog. It's important to rest as well as take time to go on a vacation around Japan. I'm really happy with where I am right now with business English. Teaching adults is what works for me and my personality, so that's why I've made it for so long, for 2 years. As you can see, I wrote a lot of notes. As you can see, there are a lot of options. Pick and choose what's best for you, your personality, your working style. Think about what do you want to accomplish in Japan. Do you just want to be here for the experience? Do you want to find love? Or do you just want to eat cool like Demon Slayer merch? Just live your life, you know? Whatever your motivation is to come to Japan, I would give yourself 2 years until you're kind of over it. Oh, my foot, it's asleep. Really appreciate if you can comment down below, let me know your thoughts, maybe share this to somebody. As always, thank you so much for your comments, your feedback. I know this video was really long, but I hope I covered most of the things. I don't think I covered everything. That's about it, guys. We have reached the end. Kanpai, I had to go to 7-Eleven and get a cafe latte. Otsukaresama deshita. How do you feel? Do you feel a lot better now? So, there you have it. These are my general tips and opinions about teaching English in Japan. Please, please, please do your own research. You are one step closer to making your anime dreams come true in Japan. Bye! バイバイ。じゃあまたね。See you next time. ぷぷ。If you're curious about this shirt, this is my Generation 1 merch. My mom illustrated this, I colored it, I printed it. And I have a lot left, so if you would like one, just let me know, and I would love to send you one. I don't know if I should open a shop, but let me know if you think I should. Whew! I can't believe I finished. 感想や質問などのコメントもお待ちしています。それではまたすぐお会いしましょう。Thanks for watching. Bye.